Hello everyone, my name is Prakriti B. I'm a second year computer science engineering student studying in Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering, and today I'm here to speak on the topic pointers and double pointers in the subject data structure and applications. So, to begin with, I'll be speaking about the topics pointers, its examples, and its types, and which includes integer pointer, array pointer, structure pointer, null pointer, function pointer, double pointer, and finally this pointer. So, what is a pointer? A pointer is basically a variable that holds the memory address of another variable. So, when we create a pointer, we must always specify the type of data it points to, which means that it can have a primitive data type and a complex data type. Primitive data types they include integer, character, or other types of data type, and complex data type it includes array or a structure. So example of a pointer is that integer pointer, which is as we can see in the slide, it's int as the ptr1, which references to the memory location that holds the data of the integer data type. And as we observe in the above example, we can see that ant is used in the example, which is used to denote a unary operator, and which returns the variable's address. And as we specify the data type, it helps us to identify the number of bytes the data stored in a variable. And the different types of pointers, there are mainly integer, array, structure, function, and double, and the finally which is null pointers. So we'll be first speaking about the integer pointer. An integer pointer is a type of pointer where we can store only the addresses of the variable, which is integer type. So example is integer variable 1 and integer variable 2. And here we can see char or character variable. This is a character variable which cannot be stored in an integer variable. So int aster address of variables is aster. Here a pointer variable is a special variable where it gives a sense that it is used to store the address of another variable. So array pointer is basically a homogeneous collection of index pointer, which can be used to reference the memory location. And generally we use this in C programming when we want to point at multiple memory locations of a similar data type in our C program. So we can access the data by dereferencing the pointer to its point to which it is pointing to. And a structure pointer. A structure pointer is a pointer which is defined as a pointer which points to the address of a memory block that stores a structure known as structure pointer. So, in a structure pointer, we can see that it can only be called a structure pointer when it points to the address of the memory of the block which stores a structure. And then complex data structures are linked list, trees, graphs, etc., which are created with the help of a structure pointer. And these structure pointers tells the address of the structure on in memory by pointing it to the variable to the data structure variable. So here is an example of a structure program, pointer program, which is a struct point integer value and int main. Here the structure point s, and struct point as the ptr is equals to and s, which returns 0. And the next pointer is function pointer. It is used to it is also called a subroutine or a procedure pointer. Of this type of pointer is used for referencing the executable code or rather than the data. So dereferencing the function pointer, it yields that the reference function which is invoked or passed through arguments just as in normal function call. So here's the example program of it. So void int a print the value of uh, is basically which is holding the value, and then the in the integer main, the main part of the program, the void asterisk function ptr, which means it is a function, and in the next line we know that function ptr10, and it returns 0. So here the output we get is 10. So what are double pointers? Double pointers are the pointers which point to another pointer. Here, in to say in simple ways, we know that the double pointers, they basically store the pointer points to the another pointer, which means that a pointer is storing a variable or a memory address. So another pointer, which is the second pointer, stores the address of the first pointer. This makes us useful. This is useful only while mainly while changing the values of the normal pointers or creating a variable size 2D arrays. And here's an example program where integer variable 789. So this int aster ptr2, this is a first pointer, and int aster ptr1 is gonna be the second pointer. So ptr2 and variable, which means the pointer fun, is holding the variable memory address of 789. So that memory address, which is ptr1 is equals to and ptr2, which means that the for second pointer is holding the memory address of the first pointer. So the output is gonna be the value of the variable is basically 789, as we saw in the program, and the value of the variable which is using a single pointer is 789, and the value of using a double pointer is also 789. And then it's the null pointers. A null pointer is a pointer which does not point or does not have any memory location, which means that it basically has a base address of a segment. So the null pointer basically stores the null value, while void is a type of pointer, and null pointer is a special and reserved value which is used to define std def, which is a header file. A null pointer is constant and is an integer constant expression which is evaluates to 0. So an example which we can say is that null pointer is constant can be 0, or ol, or an expression that can cast void aster or 0. And the next topic is this pointer. This pointer is basically a very special type of pointer where the keyword this is specifically or mainly to be used in this pointer. And in this pointer, it is only accessible to non-static member functions of a class like struct or union type, and it helps. It points to the object for which the member function is called static member function and does not have any which doesn't have any response. And we can conclude that the pointers are used to store and manage the addresses of dynamically allocated blocks of memory, such blocks are basically used to store the data objects or array of objects. Most of the structured or object-oriented languages provides an area of memory which is called as heap or free store, from which objects are dynamically allocated. So pointers are also used extensively both in C programming and C++ programming. They have mainly having three purpose, which is to allocate the new objects on heap, to pass its functions to other functions, and to iterate the elements in an array or other data structures. So with this, I would like to conclude my presentation. See you in my next video.